For years, we thought we had the full 5 logs. We had the names of presidents, princes, and billionaires. But as the 2026 DOJ document drops are proving, the logs we saw in 2019 were only a fraction of this data. The question isn't just who was on the plane anymore, it's how many files were scrubbed from the public record for over 2 decades. Welcome back to the value of questions. The Epstein Files Transparency Act has forced a re-examination of the Lolita Express flight logs, and the results are staggering. In an early answer to 2020 email from a New York prosecutor, it was revealed that some high-profile figures, specifically mentioning President Donald Trump, may have flown on Epstein's jet many more times than previously documented in public files. But it's not just the political world. The latest batches include photos and blogs placing icons like Michael Jackson, and Diana Ross in Epstein's orbit, often in contexts that have never been seen by the public until now. When we see names we recognize in a completely new, more frequent context, it changes the entire geometry of the investigation. This brings us to a critical evaluation of these frequent flyer revelations. If you were to discover that a public figure's reported association with Epstein was actually 5 or 10 times more frequent than originally claimed, how would that specifically change the way you evaluate the intent behind their initial casual denials? Is frequency the same as complicity? The DOJ is currently waiting over 1,200 victim names across 5.2 million pages, but they are also processing names of associates who were previously hidden behind John Doe or Jane Doe pseudonyms. We are starting to see names from the tech world, like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, appearing in records of scheduled meetings that weren't part of the original 2019 Black Book leaks. The government claims many of these redactions are to protect the privacy of individuals not charged with a crime. But in a case of this magnitude, the line between privacy and protection of the elite is rather thin. Based on the pattern of lost or missing logs being found years later, what do you predict will be the long-term consequence for the public's trust in federal law enforcement if these new names are only being released now after years of official denials? Does the delay itself tell you more than the names do? As we move through January 2026, the DOJ's 400-lawyer task force is still scrubbing millions of pages. They say they are protecting the innocent. Critics say they are managing the fallout. We have to think about the ultimate goal of transparency, considering the immense power of the individuals named in these new logs. Do you believe the public release of their names is enough to provide justice? Or do you hypothesize that a names-only disclosure is actually a calculated way to satisfy the public while avoiding the real legal accountability? A name on a list is just a starting point. The real value is In the questions we ask about why those names were hidden for so long, we are tracking every name and every lie as they come out. This is the value of questions. Thanks for watching.